One major automaker just gave up on its all-electric future, while another one just gave up on the United States entirely. While almost a third of all new car buyers are going underwater. This is CarTalk, so let's talk about it. What's up, Worldwide? Welcome back to my new series called CarTalk. So let's talk about the CarTalk of the week. Cadillac, which is one of America's biggest auto manufacturers, just walked back its claim of an all-electric future. They promised to bring back gas-powered cars starting in 2027, which this is leading with a trend in 2026 of major car companies going all-electric and then claiming that they will no longer be all-electric, such as Dodge. I mean, what this can show us about the car industry is they're very, very hasty to do an all-electric push before the demand was ever there. But they're learning their mistakes now. Now that Cadillac have walked back their claims, they claim they'll be focusing more on combustion and hybrid vehicles rather than all-electric. But I'm sure there'll still be options available. The big deal about this, though, is Cadillac wasn't quiet about going all-electric. They made it their whole identity thing, a whole "this is the future of the brand" pitch. Now they're quietly walking it back. That's not a small tweak, that's a mission the plan didn't work. And here's my problem with it. It's not that they're bringing back gas-powered engines, it's that automakers keep making these huge public declarations about the future and then bailing on the second it gets expensive. Nobody's holding them accountable for it. It really just leaves the question about, is hybrid vehicles even profitable, or did the whole car industry make a mistake going full electric? And let's see the next giant to roll back on their claims. Polestar overnight basically decided that they're no longer going to fight U.S. Senate and just leave the United States altogether. This leaves dealerships in limbo and consumer without any clue what's going to happen next. The major concerns is how are consumers going to fix their products and what's going to happen to all the dealerships, so only time will tell. Volvo fought the same battle and won. Polestar didn't even try. Both brands are owned by the same Chinese parent company, Geely. Both use similar Chinese linked tech, and the US government banned Polestar over national security concern, while Volvo secured an exemption for the same underlying issue. Now there's roughly 3,000 new Polestars on their way to US dealers, but have no real plan for selling, servicing, or disposing of them. Some dealers are quoted saying they genuinely don't know what to do anymore. Tariffs are still playing a major part within the automotive industry, and with tensions rising between Mexico and Canada, which is some of the home of major automotive brands, the prices are only deemed to rise. And with that, people will start paying more at the dealership, meaning that it's just going to cost more to get your car fixed. There's a 25% tariff on vehicles and auto parts. USMCA qualifying vehicles from Canada and Mexico get a 0% exception. Nobody else does, so that car that doesn't qualify for the exception can eat a massive hit. On a $40,000 car, that 25% tariff works up to a $10,000 hit. It's not just the finished car too, it's parts. Engines, transmissions, drivetrains, body panels all fall under the same tariff structures. And this is still actively escalating right now, not old news. As of this week, the fresh rounds of 50% tariffs specifically on Canadian goods, ratcheting up the already tense trade dispute. Right as the USMCA itself is set up for a scheduled review this month. These week's tariff estimate to have an impact of $1,500 to $5,000 added to the sticker price of a new vehicle. 30% of trade-ins now carry negative equity, meaning that automakers are relying more on incentives to keep buyers in the market. Should this be cause of concern, or is this just everlasting effects of the COVID-19 pandemic? I guess time will tell. The major issue with this is that it creates a trap that someone underwater on their trade-in doesn't lose money. They end up rolling the negative balance into their new loan, so the next car starts even further underwater. It compounds. This ties back into the tariff story and the Cadillac story, because vehicles are getting more expensive because of tariffs, and automakers are pulling back on their EV bets because demands didn't meet the hype. And now, buyers are underwater on what they already bought. So it's not that just cars are expensive to buy, it's that the car you already own might be worth less than you owe on it. That's not a car problem, that's debt problem wearing a car's paint job. For this week's pick of the worst or best moment in the car industry, I have to give it to Polestar for just giving up on the US entirely. I know they're involved in a major legal battle, but they left a lot of people in limbo, and I'm sure it will represent their brand image for a very long time. So, they're the worst of the week. Volvo and Polestar share the same parent company, similar Chinese linked tech company, and Volvo secured an exception, while Polestar got banned outright. That contract is a loan without a beat. Some parent companies, same tech, same corner, completely different outcomes. Nobody really explains why. Polestar could have appealed, could have gone to court like Volvo effectively did. Instead, they said the US sales were only about 6% of their global business and just walked. That's a core decision to put a verdict on. And is bailing on a market that small a smart move, or is it proof that they never really committed to the US in the first place? It may have been financially smart for Polestar to leave the US, but now they left 32 dealerships without further direction and many customers not knowing what to do. So this is the worst decision of the week. Cadillac giving up on its all-electric program was just a sign of panic, but Polestar leaving the country was them leaving their customers in cold water. And with rising prices all over the country, the car industry is just going to keep taking hit after hit after hit. So, I don't know what's in for the future, but you'll find out on CarTalk. I'll see you next time.